What if I told you that one man, a single figure born in the 19th century, designed a blueprint for power so effective, so deeply embedded, that you're still living inside it right now? You feel it when you pay for healthcare. You feel it when you buy fuel, attend school, or borrow money. You feel it in every corner of modern life, yet you were never told where it came from. Because the systems we think of as normal, big corporations, centralized medicine, global philanthropy, modern finance, all trace back to one architect, John D. Rockefeller, a man so powerful that he didn't just dominate an industry, he reshaped society, quietly, permanently, and in ways you can't escape. Today, we're not just telling his story, we're exposing the system he built, the one still running your world. Setting the stage, background history, key atmosphere, visuals, 1800s America, oil lamps, trains, factories, crowded cities. To understand Rockefeller's rise, you need to understand the world he was born into, a chaotic, rapidly industrializing America. Before electricity, before automobiles, the world ran on whale oil and kerosene. Energy was fragmented, expensive, and dangerous. Medicine was unregulated. Banking was unstable. Corporations barely existed. Into this confusion stepped a quiet, disciplined, almost obsessive young man with one mission: to bring order to chaos and seize control of it. But the twist is this: he didn't just build an oil empire. He built the foundation of modern corporate power and shaped systems that still dictate how your world works. Origins: the making of a controlled mind. Visuals: Rockefeller's childhood home. Early business records. John D. Rockefeller was born in 1839 to a family with two opposing forces: a traveling conman father and a deeply religious, frugal mother. From his father he learned strategy, negotiation, and the art of advantage. From his mother, he learned discipline, saving, and stability. These two worlds fused into something rare. A man driven not by emotion, but by structure. A mind built around systems, predictability, control. While other young men chased gold rushes or adventure, Rockefeller studied spreadsheets, contracts, and costs. He believed the world could be made efficient, and that he should be the one to design it. This mindset would become the engine of his empire. The rise, Standard Oil, and the birth of corporate America. Visuals: oil fields, early Standard Oil refineries, trains. When the oil industry exploded in the 1860s, most businessmen fought for quick profits. But Rockefeller saw something different: chaos, waste, volatility, a system with no system. So he created one. Step by step, he built Standard Oil, not as a company, but as a machine. He cut costs aggressively. He reinvested relentlessly. He bought rivals quietly. He controlled railroads through secret deals. He turned unpredictable oil into a stable, controlled pipeline of profit. By the 1880s, Rockefeller didn't just dominate the market, he was the market. Standard Oil refined over 90% of America's oil. But the real power wasn't the oil. It was the structure he built to manage it. For the first time in American history, a corporation became more powerful than many governments. And this power would trigger a breaking point. The breaking point: the antitrust war visuals. Newspapers attacking Standard Oil, courtroom sketches, politicians. By the early 1900s, the public had had enough. They believed Rockefeller had too much power, too much influence, too much control. Standard Oil was accused of being a monopoly, unfair, unstoppable, unavoidable. In 1911, after years of legal battles, the U.S. Supreme Court ordered the breakup of Standard Oil into dozens of smaller companies. But here's the twist few people realize. The breakup made Rockefeller even richer, because those smaller companies were actually giants. Exxon, Chevron, Mobil, Conoco, Amoco. still some of the largest oil companies on Earth. The system he created didn't collapse. It replicated. The power didn't disappear. It multiplied. Fallout: Rockefeller's Second Empire: Medicine, Education, Philanthropy. Visuals: Rockefeller Foundation, early medical research labs, universities. After the antitrust ruling, most men would retire. Rockefeller didn't. He moved into something more influential than oil: shaping institutions. He funded university systems, medical schools, scientific research, global health foundations, policy institutes. But this wasn't charity. This was strategy. Rockefeller believed in organized systems, institutions that created order where chaos once existed. He professionalized medicine, funded research labs, reshaped education standards, and influenced government policy. He didn't just change industries. He redesigned the infrastructure of society. Oil made him wealthy. Institutions made him immortal. Failed fixes: why attempts to limit Rockefeller's influence didn't work. Visuals: government hearings, regulatory documents, headlines. Governments tried to regulate monopolies. They tried to limit corporate power. They tried to decentralize influence. But the system Rockefeller designed was too effective. Even after the Standard Oil breakup, corporate consolidation continued. Companies merged, industries standardized. Regulation often strengthened the biggest players. Attempts to control his influence only validated his model. Centralized power always grows back, and the world kept drifting toward the structure he pioneered. Modern parallels: Rockefeller's blueprint runs today's world. Visuals: major corporations, healthcare systems, global energy companies, digital monopolies. If you think Rockefeller's story ended a century ago, take a closer look at the world around you. His blueprint is everywhere. 1. Energy monopolies. The companies born from Standard Oil still dominate global oil markets. 2. Corporate consolidation. The top 1% of corporations now control more wealth than at any time in history. 3. Institutional influence. Foundations modeled after Rockefeller steer education, medicine, and global policy. 4. Healthcare structure. Much of modern medical training, funding, and regulation traces back to Rockefeller frameworks introduced in the early 1900s. 5. Philanthropic power. Giant nonprofits influence governments and global agendas with private wealth. A playbook Rockefeller wrote. But the most shocking parallel of all? 6. Digital monopolies mirror Standard Oil. Big tech today: Google, Amazon, Meta. Apple used the same strategies Rockefeller used. Acquire competitors, control infrastructure, set standards, dominate ecosystems. Rockefeller didn't just build an oil empire. He created a template, one used by every modern power structure. You're not just living in Rockefeller's world. You're living in his system. 3 takeaways, clear, memorable. Takeaway 1. Rockefeller didn't just build a business. He built systems that became the default model for modern society. Corporate structure, scaling strategy, institutional influence, all trace back to him. Takeaway 2. Power doesn't disappear when broken, it evolves. The breakup of Standard Oil made Rockefeller wealthier. Regulation didn't weaken the system, it cemented it. Takeaway 3. The most powerful forces in your life are in governments. They re-systems shaped by individuals like Rockefeller. Systems that outlive their creators and quietly control the world. Final warning, open-ended thought, visual. Slow zoom out from Rockefeller portrait to modern cities. Rockefeller reshaped the world not by ruling it, but by designing systems that would rule themselves. The question now is, who designs the systems we're entering today? AI, digital finance, global biotech, online monopolies. Will they follow the Rockefeller blueprint? Or something even more powerful? And here's the real question. Once a system becomes global, digital, and self-reinforcing, can you ever escape it? If this video opened your eyes, if it made you rethink power, corporations, or the invisible system shaping your life, hit like, subscribe, and share this video with someone who still believes the world just works this way. Because it doesn't. It was designed, engineered, constructed, and it started with one man who understood something we're still discovering. Systems outlive empires, and they outlive you too.